sandwich, a BLT. Beef, lettuce, and tomato sandwich, right? What does it entail to get a sandwich like that? Either you go to the store and you take the sandwich off the shelf and you swipe your credit card for $5 or $10 and you take the sandwich. Or if you want to be really ambitious and we do it ourselves, we go buy the bread and we buy maybe a spread if we want to put on ketchup or mayonnaise or mustard or all of the above, and we buy the beef and we buy the lettuce and we buy the tomato and we wash and check the lettuce ourselves and wash and slice the tomato ourselves. So much work for a sandwich. You know what people had to do once upon a time if they wanted a sandwich? They had to plow the ground. They had to plant wheat. They had to pray for rain. They had to wait for the wheat to grow. They had to harvest the wheat. They had to dry out the wheat. They had to grind the wheat into flour. They had to raise a cow and make sure that there was enough green grass and to move the cow from field to field so there was always enough grass to eat, and waiting for the cow to be big enough to shecht for meat, and then shecht the cow and grind the flour and mix the flour with water that they got from the well and a sourdough culture that they maintain because they can just buy yeast at the store. And then they're baking the bread and they have the meat from the cow that they raised and they shechted it or had someone come and shecht it and they kashered it and processed it and got it ready to eat. And had to dig and plant the tomato plant and the ground for the lettuce and all of these things. The amount of effort that goes into, all involved into this sandwich that we eat. Right? So when we eat a sandwich and we make a bracha, and we use the energy from the sandwich to do mitzvahs or to learn Torah. We're not just integrating Hashem into the sandwich. We're integrating Hashem into the bread and into the meat and the tomato and the lettuce and into the ground that the wheat was grown in and into the food that the person ate, which gave them the energy to plow the ground so that they could plant the wheat, and into the Hashem's being integrated into the water that was used to water the ground so that the wheat could grow. Because without that, we wouldn't have been able to make a bracha and use this energy, these calories from this sandwich to learn Torah and be Mekayim mitzvahs. The number of things and parts of the world into which we integrate Hashem every time we make a bracha, every time we do a little mitzvah is staggering.